Hey guys, we are back with some more Wolfsburg Wolves franchise mode, and in this one, we have the Minnesota Wild in round number 1 of the Year 11 playoffs. So let's check out their lines and see what they're all about. No Jack Hughes anymore. He moved on to Montreal a while ago. First line, Kavasha, Suzuki, and Bird. Second line, Swanson, Talinder, and Markstrom. Third line, Oduya, Artukin, and Coty. Fourth line, Denisov, Erikssonek, and Patrick. Defensively, Vukovic and Dumba, Mason and Huberto, McIsaac and Nabokov. In goal, you got Comrie and Smolinski, and Scratcher Kunin, Shen, Huey, and Simon Tyvel. Here we go, game number 1 against the Minnesota Wild in Germany. Let's get it going. First period. Okay, so Erpunktet, Yorgaho, and Erpunktet once again, Yorgaho on Eric Comrie, and then McIsaac and Denisov with the goals on Rodin. Second period. Alright, so we got a shootout of a game here. Dumbo with the goal on Rodin, Talinder with the goal. Erpunktet, Sebastian Niederberger on Eric Comrie. Markstrom with the goal on Rodin, and then Kuleshov with the goal on Comrie as well. Here we go. 5-4 game going into the third. Once again, been a shootout of a game so far. Let's see if it's any different here in the third period. Looks like so far it is. And there it is, a goal by Tyson Jost on Comrie. 5-5. And there is Cam Weiss on Comrie again. 6-5 now. Towards the end of the third period. And that'll do it. We win 6-5 in a shootout of a game. of a game 1 against the Minnesota Wild. Third star, Niederberger. Second star, Kuleshov. First star, Yorgaho. There you go. Game number 2 time. Here we go. First period. Okay. Goal by Zanetti and a goal by Swanson. This is bound to be an offensive series as we've seen over the past 4 periods or so. Second period. Okay, there you go. Erpunktet, Matthias Albrecht with his first playoff goal, I believe it is. And a goal by Swanson, and then Tyson Jost on Comrie. Third period coming up. What does this period hold for us? And a goal by Kavasha right away on Rodin. And then Oduya on Rodin. What is going on here? This is just a heck of an offensive series so far. Sean Beck with his first playoff goal. Provorov with the goal. Oh my, Markstrom with the goal. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, this is a shootout of a series. Maddox Homer, there you go. Mr. Clutch. Holy moly. Wow. What an offensive series we've had so far, and that'll do it for game number 2. 6-5 again. Wow. Yep, this series is going to be all over the place, dude. I can already tell. Swanson with the third star of the game. Aho with 3 assists. Erpunktet. And Sean Beck with 3 points as well. A goal and 2 assists. So, yeah, whoever wins this series is going to be clearly the more talented team because it's just been nothing but offense so far. No defense whatsoever. No goaltending either. It's just... So, good news. Todd Mayer's back. And I guess I should have showed you guys the lines. I put Goddard up on the first line with Aho and Homer because he was the most similar to Todd Mayer, who previously got injured, but now he's back in. And now I don't know if I want to take Beck out after the game that he just had. So maybe who do I take out here? Miller? Stahlberg? I'm thinking Miller, but at the same time, he's got that clutch. You know, he's a poised veteran. Beck's been doing very well, but I'm going to take him out just for right now because we kind of have to get Todd Mayer in there. And we'll go back to the original lines. And we'll see if having the defensive beast takeaway master Todd Mayer in there makes any difference defensively. Because this series so far has been wide open. It's anybody's series, really, with how offensive it's been so far. You can't predict that. You can't predict the outcome of of this series right now. I mean, obviously, we're up 2-0. But, man, with how many goals have been scored so far. And we're only 2 games in. We're only 2 games in, and there has been a total of 22 goals so far in this series. My goodness. Yeah, let's hope for a better defensive performance here against Minnesota in Minnesota. First period of game number 3. There we go. Good start. Kuleshov with a goal. Talinder with a goal on Climby. Climby. Oh, no. No. Please don't say that. No. Kalle Rodin is not playing right now. I mean, maybe that was the assistant coach that took Rodin out because he's let in 5 goals in the past 2 games. Maybe he's giving Climby a chance. I guess if we win, it all works out. But if we lose this game, we might have to. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to turn auto-rotate goalies off after this game, regardless of what happens. Tyson Jost with the goal as well on Comrie. Second period. There you go. Aho with the goal. Air Punktet once again. Sebastian Niederberger on Comrie. So maybe having what's his name, Climby, in there right now is not a bad thing. It looks like a good thing at the moment. Here we go, third period. Let's see what happens here, because once again, nothing's predictable right now with how offensive those first 2 games were. But it looks like, I don't want to jinx him, but it looks like Climby has been shutting her down here. And the defense in general, because they only have 20 shots on the net. Power play for Wolfsburg, can we get one more? No, okay, that's fine with me, as long as they don't. All right, good. A somewhat normal game now in game number 3. We get the win, and I believe we're up 3-0 now. That makes it. Tyson Jost with the third star of the game, Talinder with the second star of the game, and Erpungtet, Sebastian Niederberger, the first star of the game. So yeah, that would make it a 3-0 series lead on these Minnesota Wild. The first 2 games were absolutely wild, literally, and but this past game was a little bit more in control in our favor. So let's hope that having the takeaway master back in there really is what helped. But also, since Climby did a very good job, I think we're going to have to leave him in there. We're definitely going to have to leave him in there. I mean, I hate to take Rodin out of there, but his save percentage, .857. I don't know if that was him or the defense or just the Minnesota Wild have a lot of clutch players too, and just it went seesaw back and forth until eventually both teams had no more goals left in them. But we're gonna go with Climby here once again, see what he can do here in this game number 4, because there's really not much risk. We're already up 3-0, so I figured we may as well see if he can stay consistent with where he was in the last game. Here we go, game number 4. We have the potential to end this in a sweep. First period. Okay, Nick Suzuki on Climby, but then Erpungtet, Matthias Albrecht on Comrie, and then Cam Weiss on Comrie as well. Second period. Oh boy, all right. Ernesto Swanson on Climby. Let's see what happens here in the third period. They're out shooting us 26-20 at the moment. And let's see if we get some more offense in the third period. So I think honestly both teams were just they scored way more than they have ever scored in their lives in that one period. And Sebastian Niederberger scored after Harold. And we are going to overtime. My goodness. Only to add to the craziness of this series so far. Can we end it? Actually, no. Should I go to... Nah, I'll let it sim. And there it is. It pays off. Tyson Jost with the overtime winner. And we get the sweep. So, I'm not too sure what to make of this series. Third star of the game for Goddard. Second star of the game for Weiss. And Mason with the first star of the game for the Minnesota Wild. Doesn't matter. We sweep them. But man, what a crazy series. I mean, we scored 4 goals in each of the games. And in the first 2 games, it was just absolute insanity. But luckily, we came out on top. So, even though, again, it was a relatively easy series, it was, for sure, it definitely kept the fans on their toes. You would have to imagine with how much offense there was. So, of course, since there's 22 goals in the first 2 games, a lot of our guys obviously have a lot of points. Jorg Aho with 6 points, Niederberger with 5, Goddard, Bohinski all with 5 too. Jost back point with 4, Weiss, Kuleshov, Albrecht, Zanetti, Homer with 3, Provorov, Jones, Miller with 2, Stahlberg with 1, and then Staples, Mayer, Lindholm, Kondratek, the lonely ones without points. But still, I mean, that was just a crazy series. No one could have predicted the outcome, even after we went up 2-0. So I don't know why I'm checking minutes here. Let's see faceoffs. Let's see how we did the faceoff dot. So Aho with a 59.2, Weiss with a 45.6. So the interesting thing is here that we lost the majority of our faceoffs, it looks like, when Aho wasn't out there. Weiss only had a 45.6, Jost 41.9, and Albrecht 37% on the faceoff dot. That is brutal. Aho with 15 hits. My voice is gone. Even though once again that wasn't the longest series, obviously. Well, it was far from long. It was a sweep, but it was still like it kept me on the edge of my seat because of how offensive those first two games were. Cam White's 7-1 takeaway to giveaway ratio, and Stahlberg had a fight in there, so I guess he got the guys going. Maybe in one of those first two games when it seemed like it was just back and forth, and oh boy. So the question is here: do we go with Climby or Rodin in our next series? I think we got to go with Rodin just because he's obviously the much better guy, the more proven guy. I'm just gonna hope that the first couple of games against Minnesota were just coincidence, and that Rodin is better now, because those were just insane games, as I've stated probably 3 times already. Climby actually had an assist there in one of the games that he played, so yeah, all around a crazy series. And we will be facing the Chicago Blackhawks in round 2 of these Year 11 playoffs. So let's check out their lines. And we know that they're obviously not the same Chicago Blackhawks that we all know. So first, yeah, right, Taro Alto. I forgot about this guy. He was the first overall pick in 2023. He's very good now, isn't he? How many goals did he have this year? Yeah, well, he's only about a 60 to 70 point guy, so I guess that's good. He didn't end up being, franchise guy, like a 100-point guy, but he's still very, very good. 93 overall. We definitely have to watch out for him. Alex DeBrincat, first line center, and then Nikolai Ehlers they picked up. Second line, Matvechuk, Yachina, and Hickman. Third line, Carnes, Schmaltz, and Ilonen. And then the fourth line, Adam Gaudette, Pandolfo, and Grollo. So obviously a lot of computer-generated players in here. Alto, Matvechuk, Yachina, Hickman, Carnes, Pandolfo, Grollo. And then defensively, Vyacheslav Zykov. He's 18 years of age, so I'm guessing he's a medium elite defenseman prospect of theirs. They took him 6th overall in 2028. Hannu Virtanen, a former Wolfsburg Wolf, coming back to face us in the second round here. He'll see what he can do against us. Zach Tanev, Henry Jokiharju, Jason Demers, and Damon Severson on the Blackhawks. And in goal, they have Hugo Dupre and Vitek Vanacek. So let's see Hugo Dupre here. He looks pretty solid. He had a 929 save percentage in round 1 and a 916 save percentage in the regular season. So he's clearly a pretty good goaltender. We're going to have to find a way past him. And scratched our Andre Kvasha. So that's 2 Kvashas in a row, actually, because the Minnesota Wild have Marcus Kvasha. Wow, that's an amazing name. Easton Aston. Wow. Is that a real player by chance? Drafted 2019. That could be a real player just because it's the 2019 draft. That's an amazing name. And Gus Burrows, who's obviously generated. So, yeah, they're the Chicago Blackhawks, and there's the craziness of the first round against the Minnesota Wild. And now we're facing the Chicago Blackhawks. So we have the Capitals versus the Blue Jackets, the Panthers versus the Senators, the Oilers versus the Canucks, and your Wolfsburg Wolves versus the Chicago Blackhawks. So I'll see you guys in the next one when we face Chicago in round number 2.